began 6 months ago. Earlier this year, I decided to buy a new PC after my old one began to struggle with some heavier editing projects. I decided to go with Dell because A, I've been with them my whole life, and B, I've never had any problems with them. I understand that this was a bad decision. That information cannot help me now. I should know, I don't know a great deal about PCs, and a lot of this could have been avoided if I had just slightly more knowledge. And so I am partially, well, mostly to blame for the nightmare that follows. I spent the day researching different parts, looking up what kind of GPUs would work best with Premiere, went with 64 gigs of RAM and a top-of-the-line Intel XPS processor. It was more money than I'd ever spent on a PC, but if it made life easier, I'd consider it a good investment. 1 week later, the machine arrives. It is big and heavy and has a metal handle. A metal handle? That's serious. I am very excited. I boot up the PC and immediately notice something. Whereas my 5-year-old machine could boot in about 10 seconds, this one is taking closer to 2 minutes. Odd. Problem the second. When setup begins, the PC cannot detect the wireless mouse or keyboard it came with. Very odd. I spent about an hour trying different configurations to make the keyboard and mouse connect, but it's getting late, I'm getting tired, so I just hook up my old wired keyboard and mouse. Step 2, connect my new PC to the internet. Only, it cannot detect my Wi-Fi. I restart 7 or 8 times, having to repeat the same setup each time. I refresh my browser, I adjust my router settings. Nothing works. I stand back and stare at my new machine. It has no DVD Blu-ray drive, so without internet, it's just a giant piece of plastic that cost me thousands of euro. Somewhere, deep inside me, I feel a subtle, unsure emptiness open up, and through it, a small stream of anxiety begins to seep through. I go to bed. I can figure this out in the morning. The next morning, I brew some coffee and turn back on my machine. Another 2-minute boot up. Very, very odd. I spend the next hour digging through internet forums on my laptop, hunched beside my new machine. After going down several rabbit holes that lead nowhere, I finally get a solid lead. The problem could be with my PCIe Wi-Fi card. If it's malfunctioning, that would explain why I cannot connect to the internet or hook up my wireless devices. I go to systems information and there is no PCIe Wi-Fi card. It is not there. Dell did not insert one into the machine. In the year of our Lord 2021, there was shipped a state-of-the-art PC without functionality to connect to the internet. I feel that little hole inside me open wider, but now it's not just anxiety that's flowing out, but shame. What kind of idiot orders a PC without internet functionality? At the time, I did not know what a PCIe card was, nor that it would be an opt-in scenario. I sit for several minutes, feeling very, very stupid. I start to feel out of control of the situation and begin to get a little upset. This was not meant to be this complicated. This was meant to make life easier. But I decide I am being silly. Surely there's a way to fix this. In order to calm myself, I go for a run through a local park. On my journey, I see a deer standing there, alone, staring at me. Something about this bothers me. I read up about PCIe Wi-Fi cards and order one from Amazon for €20. Problem solved? No. The card arrives a few days later, but it's getting around 10% of the bandwidth my old PC was, as well as other devices in the same room. I open up my machine and remove it, but I'm starting to notice something else. This PC is slow, like really, really slow. Slower than my machine I bought 5 years ago. I render an episode of my podcast on it and it takes nearly 4 times as long and I panic, but how? This is a state-of-the-art machine. This is a render beast. What is happening? A new emotion floods my body. Fear. Raw. cold fear. Fear that I have entered a world I do not understand, and there I now face problems complicated and frightening, ones beyond my ability to solve, all with the weight that this machine cost me a lot of money. And so I decide to call Dell customer service, and the real nightmare begins. At this point, I want to take a second and acknowledge that all the individual representatives I spoke to were polite, kind, and patient with me, despite my deteriorating mental state. None of this is their fault. Rather, they are just individuals doing their best in a monolithic system so cold, so unwieldy, and so colossal. It now fills me with what I can only liken to a kind of cosmic horror. But I do not know that yet. I think I am about to solve the problem. Oh, John, you poor, deluded fool. After hitting my keypad several times in order to navigate my way to an agent, I find myself on hold, and a 30-second loop of distorted, crackled lounge music begins to play. After 40 minutes, I think that this is what elevators in hell must sound like. Sometime later, I am connected to an agent. He tells me we are going to run several diagnostic checks on my computer. This process takes several hours. Him remotely controlling my machine. He sees my Guilty Gear wallpaper. We talk about Guilty Gear. He is very pleasant. Finally, we get the results, and it's the worst thing imaginable. Nothing is wrong. I insist there has to be something. This is not normal, and after a combination of righteous indignation and outright begging, he speaks to his superior, and they agree to send a repairman to replace the one thing it could be, my motherboard. The motherboard is the part of your PC that all the individual elements connect to. If it is malfunctioning, it could explain my slow speeds. The next day, I unplug my new PC at my desk and reconnect my old PC. It is a moment of profound melancholy. I put my new PC on the bed behind my desk, and there it sits, massive and useless. Please let the new motherboard fix things. Please let this end. I just want to make videos on my new PC. I just need things to get a little easier. Several days pass. Dell tell me I will get a call when the repairman is coming, but that I won't know the specific date or time. This does not happen. Instead, I get an email at the end of the week saying that no one was home when the delivery man called. I find this suspect. Ireland is in national lockdown, and both me and my partner are home 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I know this because I was there. Frustrated and growing exhausted with the situation, I email Dell back asking them to send someone again. I wait, but instead, the paragraph directly above this one plays out 2 more times. To help you experience this frustration, I am now going to play that section 2 more times. Several days pass. Dell tell me I will get a call when the repairman is coming, but that I won't know the specific date or time. This does not happen. Instead, I get an email at the end of the week saying that no one was home when the delivery man called. I find this suspect.
Several days pass. Dell tell me I will get a call when the repairman is coming, but that I won't know the specific date or time. This does not happen. Instead, I get an email at the end of the week saying that no one was home when the delivery man called. I find this suspect.
Finally, a repairman arrives. I feel weird that there is someone new in my apartment for the first time in months. I talk to him about psychics and conspiracy theories. He is very nice. After an hour, he leaves, and I stare at my new machine. All the fondness I felt for it is now gone. It now fills me with a subtle sense of dread, but maybe not for much longer. I turn it on. 2-minute boot time. No. Takes an hour and a half to render a podcast. No. I lie on my floor for several minutes, listening to this song. This is something I do when I am upset.
I know I've let you down. I've been a fool to myself.
It has been 2.5 weeks since my PC arrived. I consign myself to get up early the next morning and figure out what is wrong with this PC. I go to bed sad. The early morning light in my office feels muted and cold. I sit down and reconnect my PC, laptop sitting at my desk. I am going to figure this out. After a couple of hours of digging through web forums, I identify the potential problem. The hard drive. If the hard drive is not running correctly, it could be bottlenecking the entire system. So I check my hard drives and oh god, no! These are not solid state drives, but mechanical hard drives. SSDs or solid state drives are the modern day standard. Mechanical hard drives are outdated, only used now for storage, but never as boot drives, the drive your PC actually runs from. This is why my 5-year-old PC is faster than my new one. It had a solid state drive that came as standard. My new PC did not. I had missed the drop-down tab to change this. The hole inside me rips open and encompasses my entire body, and emotion crashes into me like a subway train obliterating a mannequin. Fear, shame, anger. How could I have done something as stupid as order mechanical hard drives? I have trapped myself in this hell. I feel a deep, unrelenting shame. Perhaps I really am as stupid as those videos on the internet say I am. I may have cried at this point. I do not remember. After a while, I come through in a fog of melancholy, and a small shaft of light pierces through. Maybe there's still hope. Maybe I can still get a refund. If I can just start it all again, I'd make better decisions. I'd do things right this time. There was still hope. I could still do this.
I'm sorry, sir, but you marked your order as for business, meaning that your 2-week return window has been up for several days now, and Dell is under no obligation to refund your machine.
Ice through my veins. I am dying. I am angry, but more than anything else, I am ashamed. I have entered a world of which I know nothing and have cost myself dozens of hours, thousands of euro, and countless increments of sanity. I am a fool. I was never escaping this hell. My only option now was to embrace its flames, to upgrade my machine myself. And immediately, things get complicated. My PC tower was a Precision 5820. I know that SATA solid-state drives will work with it, but there's a new type of SSD that's meant to be more powerful with better performance, NVMEs. The problem, however, is that some computers are unable to boot off NVMEs. It depends on your BIOS, which is something I don't know anything about. I know this will be the more complicated option, but something inside me needs this NVMe drive. Its potential increase in performance made me feel like that if I could obtain one and make it work, then maybe this whole journey will have meant something. But there's a problem. My motherboard lacks M2 connectors, which it needs, and so I begin the long journey of seeing if NVMe drives will even work on my computer. I search the internet and find only ambiguity. I just need this one answer. If I can find out if my PC is compatible with NVMEs, I can put this entire nightmare behind me. And so I make the decision. I call Dell customer service. The following day is a blur of concealed rage and frustration. I start by messaging a Dell chat window only to be given a number, and innocently, foolishly, I jot this number down, believing it can help me.
I see, sir. That's an upgrade issue, not a customer support issue.
No, sir. This is the upgrade service department. You need upgrade sale.
I'm sorry, but this is more of a technical support problem. I'm afraid you'll need our out-of-warranty team.
I spend several days trying to get in touch with the out-of-warranty team. There is no phone number to contact them directly from Ireland. You have to be transferred by a Dell agent. The problem is that it takes an hour to get to that point, and I keep getting disconnected mid-call.
Okay, sir, I'll transfer you now.
I realize later that this is because the Dell agents think I am calling from the UK, and so I am being connected to several UK numbers not available in Ireland. I begin each new conversation by explaining this to my support agents, and am met with only bewildered silence. One bleak Thursday afternoon, after 4 hours and finally getting through to the out of warranty team, I am given a final number to call. I jot it down in my notebook before seeing the same exact number already in my notebook. This is the number I started with several days ago. I try to scream, but nothing comes out. I hang up the phone and go to bed. It is 5 p.m. I do not call Dell for several days. I put a blanket over my new PC. I do not want to look at it. Finally, I make one more attempt. I go to a local park where I think my phone will have the best signal to minimize disconnects, and start the process all over again. For 40 minutes, I sit alone, listening to Dell's hellish hold music. Before finally getting through to the out of warranty team one final time. The agent on the other end is helpful. She assures me that they have a Dell branded NVMe drive that will in fact work with my computer. She says that she will send me a quote later that day. I hang up the phone, and for the first time I feel light. I am nearing the end of my journey. A tear may have slid down my cheek, but it could have been the rain. I feel a great weight lifted. I return to my apartment and things start to feel normal. I reflect on my journey and all I've learned. If nothing else, I know a lot more about PCs now than I used to. And so maybe it was all worth it. Maybe it's all really going to be okay. The deluded ramblings of a foolish child! I receive my quote from Dell. €400. €400 for a new Dell 1TB NVMe drive. I am bewildered. I am furious.
Cursed! Cursed!
Third-party drives cost a quarter of the price. I cannot afford to sink that much more money into this machine. And slowly, I look around me, and the normality I felt cracks and falls away. An illusion designed to plunge me deeper into agony and despair. And I just break. I give up. I give up hope. I give up my dreams. I walk away. I forget my delusions of an NVMe drive. I do not deserve one. I order a regular old solid-state drive for €80 on Amazon, and somewhere deep down, a little part of me slips away and never comes back. A week later, my solid-state drive arrives. I feel no joy. I feel no pain. It just is. I open up my PC once again and connect my solid-state drive. Let this nightmare end. It does not! My computer cannot detect my new solid-state drive. Panic shoots through me. No. How? This is impossible. This cannot happen. I do not want this! Members of my Discord have heard my plight and offered to help. They were all very nice and good. I film myself digging around the guts of my PC and stream it to them. They treat me with a gentle kindness, as if I were a child who has fallen down the stairs for the first time. We identify the problem. The SATA power plug is not connected to the hard drive, and after a long time, far too long, I find an unused SATA power plug within the depths of my machine. I plug it in, close back up the PC, and nothing. It still does not work. I thank everyone for their help and end the call. I sit in silence. I will be here forever. The next morning, a member of my Discord sends me a link. The PC I have actually uses a proprietary front-loaded hard drive system which requires separate upgrade kits to fit SSDs and NVMEs. I get excited and in my foolish exuberance order an NVMe drive. But there is a problem. I cannot find these kits anywhere online. You cannot buy them directly. The only way to get them is by calling Dell customer service. The The customer service saga plays out again. Out of kindness, I will spare you from experiencing this saga again. Just note that reality did not grant me that same mercy. Finally, I get to the out of warranty team and they send me a quote. The parts to fix my new machine cost €467. I roar, but no sound comes out. I cry, but no tears emerge. The emptiness that was once inside me has expanded to encompass my entire reality. Dark, cruel blackness as far as the eye can see. I search the internet for a third-party solution, but can only find one tray with the right measurements. But they no longer ship to Ireland. I check my Parcel Motel, which is a service I use to import things from the UK, but they are no longer in business due to Brexit. I fall deeper. I sit back down, my face white, my soul broken. I am but a tiny human spirit, shattered against this mammoth corporate obelisk. In that moment, I know true defeat. I give in. Through a layer of deep sobs, I pay the €467. I look into the mirror. I no longer respect the person staring back at me. That was 4 days ago. Thank you for listening to my story. I am sorry. I am guessing people are going to reach out and offer to help, but you cannot help me. You cannot save me. I am already dead. It's at this point I begin to document my journey on Twitter. A lot of people begin to follow it. A pressure begins to mount in my chest. The next tweet reads, my phone beeps. I tremble. I open my package and find it is not in fact my upgrade set, but a PCIe Wi-Fi card I ordered from Dell. I sigh in disappointment. But this does not need to be a bad thing. This simple fix might help restore some of my lost morale. I open the PC back up and insert the card, connect it to the external signal receiver, close it back up. I can do this. My PC does not recognize the card. I spend an hour and a half adjusting every Wi-Fi setting back and forth, restarting my computer over and over. Little by little, my hope chips away. I scratch and I claw and I struggle, but I am an ape staring at the sky, the boundless freedom of the internet, never to be mine. I pour a hot bath. The steam is comforting. I glimpse my reflection beneath the water. My face is rippled and distorted. I do not recognize the person staring back at me. Something about this bothers me. The Twitter thread continues to gather momentum. Journalists write articles about it. I begin to worry things are getting out of control. My NVMe and caddy arrives. With quivering hands, I open it up. The screws are very tiny. My fingers cramp. After too long, I fit the NVMe inside the caddy. This is it. I am not a religious man, but in that moment, I pray. I feel my prayer rise out of my mouth into the sky, past the clouds, through space, and enter the great cosmic unknown. I feel it experience worlds different and alien and strange, until finally it collides with the consciousness of some great cosmic being, infinitely older and more unknowable than anything humanity has ever encountered or ever will. God, Satan, some advanced alien life form. I do not know, but I pray to it. I beg it. Please, please just let my PC work. I feel this massive corporeal entity stir. Its gargantuan lips part, and from them escapes a deep cosmic whisper that crashes down through the heavens, down through the clouds, down through my roof, rupturing my reality, shaking my soul, and with a silent, deafening roar, it whispers, "No." My BIOS does not recognize my NVMe drive. I go empty The darkness once inside me now becomes my everything, not merely my reality, but my past, my present, my future. It twists infinitely across space and time, infecting every moment of my life. Each second that has come before, every second that will follow after. I see it all. My entire existence was always leading to this. There is no escape. There never was. This is my end. This is all I am. This is all I will ever be. Forever.
And ever. And. See you later.
When suddenly, my phone rings. It is a number I do not recognize. Hello?
Is this John Walsh?
Yes?
Good afternoon, Mr. Walsh. I am a representative of Dell. We have been monitoring your thread on Twitter.
The conversation that follows lasts nearly 1 hour, over the course of which I learn one thing. Dell have sent me a heavy hitter. The person I am speaking to is nothing less than the Special Forces Black Ops of customer service. Her title is Resolution Manager, but for the rest of this conversation, I will refer to her simply as the Closer. She has one job: make this problem go away. Make me go away. A job she is frighteningly efficient at. She's apologetic for everything that's happened while being careful to never actually apologize. But she's so damn good, I barely notice. Worse, she's kind. She's nice. Her words are slow and gentle. She compliments me, commiserates with my fury and sadness.
You're quite a storyteller, Mr. Walsh. I can feel that you've been through a lot.
It is the most seen, the most understood I've felt by another person since the pandemic began. I try and stay angry, try and hold my edge, but I cannot. She is too strong. I curse my own weakness. The only point of the conversation she doesn't feel in full control of comes when she says,
I can see from your Twitter you have a YouTube channel and 1.12 million subscribers.
There is a pause. For a moment, she sounds flustered. She recovers nearly immediately, and with what feels like renewed conviction, pulls me into her final gambit.
Now, what will it take to fix this?
I nearly scream, I want Bill Gates' fucking head! Before realizing how little sense that would make. I try and tell her that nothing can fix this. I have all the parts I need. I just need to find the right configuration. As the words fall out of my mouth, not even I believe them. She politely, firmly dismantles my objections.
So, you're going to try and fix the machine yourself. How has that been going?
Trying to fight her is like striking at smoke. After an hour, I am exhausted, worn down by careful, gentle, precise words. She remains as sharp, friendly, and tactical as when the conversation began. She leaves me with a choice.
In order to make all this go away, I'm prepared to either refund you the price of the caddies, or we give you a credit note upon return of the machine.
The call ends. I cannot shake the feeling that I have been bested by a superior being. The closer's words wash over me. The desert of hope I once occupied has now been filled by an ocean. However, from its depths rises a final conflict, great and terrible. As petty and ridiculous as it might seem, I did not want to accept Dell's offer. After everything, I did not want to let them be the heroes of this story. And a huge part of that is I cannot rid myself of the feeling that the only reason Dell have contacted me is because of the infamy of the Twitter thread and the size of my following. I never wanted that. I just wanted to be sad on the internet. This is something I have struggled with for a long time and not something I expect everybody to understand. but I do not accept gifts from large companies. I turn down gift bags, download codes, and free merchandise. I do not want to be treated differently from any other person. It is not why I do what I do, and if not for who I am, I cannot know that Dell would have left me burn in this hell like they potentially would so many other people. I voiced this concern to the closer, but she assured me this is not the case, that they are giving the same customer service they would to anyone else. I want to believe her, but I do not. If I accept Dell's offer now, I will be disappointed in myself. But I am also tired. I am so tired. This journey has drained me of blood and life. I am a skeleton who hobbles listlessly from one day to the next. Thoughts of hard drives and customer service shrouding my every moment. My partner softly pleads with me to accept the offer. She tells me she wants her boyfriend back. I feel I have let her down. And so, the final conflict emerges. On one side, my soul, my desire not to abuse my status. On the other, my sanity, my desire to escape this nightmare and return to a normal life. I am not thinking clearly. I have not, for what feels like a very long time. And so, I turn to the people who will understand what this great and terrible journey has been. I post a poll on Twitter: to accept Dell's offer or to embrace oblivion. I place my Dell PC into a large box I got from a local coffee shop. I seal it up, and it's hard not to feel strange that this day is finally here. I have thought about this machine every day for 6 months. It has become part of my life. I carry it down to the mailroom, take one final glance at it, and that's it. The Dell machine disappears out of my life forever. Dell eventually agreed to refund the price of the machine as well as the extras, and for that I have to thank the closer. While I found her mildly terrifying initially, she did do her best to listen and help me, and I think that was coming from a sincere place. A week later, my phone beeps. There is a large package for me downstairs. My new computer is here. I am excited. I go downstairs and it's the same machine. I don't know how, but it has returned to me. I really wish I was joking about this bit, but I am not. I become frightened the machine has some kind of horrific sentience. I very seriously consider setting it on fire. The following week, my new machine arrives. This is a PC that the members of my Discord helped me build, and for that, I will be eternally grateful to them. It has an NVMe drive. It is very fast and very powerful. Editing on it feels like cheating. This video you're watching right now is the first I've completed on it. I am very happy. I feel this agonizing period of my life start to fade. And at its end, I'm not sure if I have a moral or a lesson, but I have learned one thing. I am a fucking idiot. However you want to slice it, I ordered a bad PC and Dell sent me one. This would never have happened if I was less stupid and proud and just asked someone who knew better. And it's only when other people offered me that help and I finally grudgingly accepted that things started to get better. So I guess what I do take from this is, as much as the last year and a half might have made us feel otherwise, humans are not creatures designed to function in isolation. There's no shame in asking for help in things you don't understand or problems you don't feel that you can face by yourself. Because otherwise, you could just end up as a big dumb idiot with a broken PC and then have to make a video about it. Thanks for watching. Friends, I hope you had a good time with this one. I want to thank Autumn Ivy for playing the role of the closer, as well as these beautiful people right here for lending me their voices. If you'd like to perpetuate the increasingly unhinged direction of this channel, you can do so over at patreon.com/super Eyepatchwolf. And thank you to all my supporters for making whatever this was possible. This video in particular, I'd like to thank Boydra, Panda Nameless Alt, Just to Watch, G_touchdown, and the 7th Draconian. Catch me hosting the Let's Fight a Boss video game podcast on twitch.tv/super Eyepatchwolf or on Twitter @Eyepatchwolf. Friends, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time.